I'm Mark Stewart, candidate for the Senate, and this goes into the category of consumer protection. It's my response to yet another of the survey questions. This is about state professional licensing. And my opinion is no profession should require an occupational license from the state. Now, that doesn't mean from nobody, but I do believe that competing agencies probably certify people with more integrity than one and only one state agency. There's the competition, the ability for some standards to have more weight and some things to have less weight is what makes different credit bureaus, for example. There's 3 of them, and a 4th one seems to be up and coming. I'm holding a rating agency. This is a very popular one, the U.S. News, in ranking colleges. Now, they're not licensing the colleges, but the same principle. U.S. News has its criteria, some others have other criteria. And a multitude of criteria is almost certainly better than living with one and only one standard, and living with one and only one set of bureaucrats doing this. Because if they go wrong, or if they go bad because they have been corrupted, we have no recourse. If one of 4 rating agencies is wayward, consumers have 3 other agencies, ones in competition, that give them recourse. Who's more easily corrupted? A state official with no others watching and no competition, or an official within a competing business, a private rating agency that has all kinds of people, including competitors, looking in on what he's doing? I think the first is more corruptible, and we can't catch it. Now, the worst part of licensing is the expansion of it to things that shouldn't need an extensive license in the first place. Hair braiding, pet care. These are not life and death things to humans. And because of that, I'm not convinced that there should be an agency at all. But guess what I'm fighting against? It's the competitors. Big supercuts or big pet care industry. They're the ones that want to put more and more burdens on competitors, young upstarts, people who start because they're passionate and want to do business, and will take away business from the establishment. So they foist more rules to keep people out. The hair braiding one is especially despicable for African Americans. People who could go into a good business with very little capital, but passion, knowledge, shouldn't have to go through 1,500 hours of training. But that's what institutes are in certain states. They seem to be growing in Connecticut. I'm against that. I want there to be more freedom to develop business and let the business ethics and the results of a person's business speak to whether they should continue in the business. Because if they're not good results, then consumers are going to go away anyway, irrespective of rating agencies. They are not that important except to big companies that want to keep out competition. I would like to bring competition. I'm Mark Greenstein.